After losing reverse on our motor while anchoring in Manteo, North Carolina in last week's episode, we spent a few uneventful days exploring this little town. Manteo is considered part of the Outer Banks, and therefore it has a large tourist population and activities. It also boasts the oldest single-screen family-owned theater in America, and Todd loves going to the movies. The waterfront is quite busy with tour boats, fishing boats, and sunset sails. The Roanoke Island Festival Park has an Elizabethan-era village recreating the everyday life in an early American colony. We sure enjoyed watching people come and go through this busy harbor. All right, we just did a water run. We filled up our 2 5-gallon jugs of water. One of the things that we do when we're trying to find water or anything that we're looking for, groceries, is we look on Google Maps and we find out where it is, and then we search the coastline and find a spot where we can motor the dinghy and find a spot where we can tie it off and walk to where we need to go. This one was easy peasy. So, wandering through this little neighborhood, we went to the end of one of these canals, pulled out our wagon, walked 5 minutes and filled up our water and came back. So the groceries are in a different location, so we're going to take these back to the boat and go to the other end of things to get some groceries. And goodbye to the nice manicured neighborhood and the wide channel, and we're back into the marsh area here before we can get out into the wide open bay. You might be wondering why we had to go to such lengths for water when we could have gotten it at one of the marinas. Well, truth be told, I'm a water snob. Due to my kidney issues, I have to drink a lot of it, and if it tastes bad, that makes it really hard. Since Todd hasn't unpickled our watermaker yet, we try to find filtered water whenever we can. And who doesn't love an adventure? Taking the dinghy out to explore the coastline, marshes, and canals of the places that we're anchoring is one of the best parts of this lifestyle. But always make sure that you've got enough fuel, your life vests, paddles, a handheld VHF, and your nav lights just to be safe. After dropping off our water at the boat, we head back to town for groceries. Manteo has a boardwalk that runs all along the waterfront, which makes it really easy to find a place to tie up the dinghy and walk to the grocery store. Manteo has 2 of them, and they're only a block apart from each other. They also have an Ace Hardware if you need a part or 2. Well, we just got back from grocery shopping. It was hot. And we went to the Piggly Wiggly and the other store, and you had to walk up to Ace Hardware.
Yes.
So let's talk about the grocery bags that we collect.
All right, so we've collected a few. Like this one was being thrown away by somebody, and I picked it up because it was an insulated one and it had a handle and wheels. So we use this one if we're just going to do like a small run to the grocery store, and we might have to carry stuff, so that we have the option of rolling it. This makes it a little nicer. But we have a couple different refrigerated ones because often we find that we fill them up with cold stuff or frozen stuff that we don't want to have melted or get warm before we get back to the boat. So a couple of these refrigerated bags are really, really important to have. Then we have a variety of these little guys. We got these guys on Amazon, and Tammy could probably throw a link in the video. But you know, they come in, you know, cute patterns. They actually do kind of fold up into themselves, kind of into the pocket here, so that you could carry them in a little bag. I did this backwards, but you know, so you could put these in a small backpack or something, 3 or 4 of these, and have bags that are actually, you can see they're pretty big when they're open, right?
Yeah, they're just like
a
tough Walmart bag.
They're really strong. They're a fabric. They're not plastic, so they don't tear.
Yeah, we've had these for 3 years now. Because the bags like this that are kind of a papery, they tend to
tear.
break down.
Where they tear is at the handle usually. When you're lifting it up onto the boat, the handle breaks and the bag goes, what? You know, so you don't want that to happen at all. So then if we have a longer way to go, a longer dinghy ride, and we know we're going to have a lot of stuff, we usually add in some of these, and these are just dry bags that, you know, you can kind of roll up and fold the handle over, and it keeps stuff in them dry. We use these big ones also for laundry, if we're going to go do laundry and we have a long dinghy ride, so that the laundry doesn't get soaked by a wave on the way back to the boat, because that would like defeat the purpose, right? So we have a few of these guys that are nice, and we just have them in different sizes, a couple big ones, a couple smaller ones. They work great. We stack them all the way to the top with groceries or laundry, roll that handle down just enough, clamp them, and then they stay dry in the dinghy on the way back to the boat. I would say these two, you know, this refrigerated and, you know, 4 or 5 of these is 90% of what we use, right?
Yeah, and the really nice thing about these is that then we don't have to have the plastic bags that we then have to throw away. It's not just about wasting the bags or that we don't want the bags. It's that they fill up our garbage.
That's right. It's just one more thing. Everything that comes on the boat has to go off. It either has to go off, you know, in a garbage bag or in the porta potty. So, you know, I mean, hey, let's be honest here. We don't want to bring it on if we don't have to, because then we got to carry it off, man.
Yeah, and the reality is that even like cardboard boxes, if we are at anchor, we try and get rid of all of that stuff in garbage cans on shore before
it comes to the boat. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Just makes it easier.
Yep.
So a lot of you have been asking, where is Liberty? Is she hiding in her room? No. About a week before we took off on the sailboat again, we went out to Utah for a family wedding. It was her cousin, my niece was getting married, and I was taking pictures for that. We also celebrated Liberty's birthday with our family. This much attention always embarrasses her. Then we helped one of our sons move some furniture around.
Life's good so far.
Pivot! Keep pivoting! Woo! You did it!
Yeah.
And then she joined her sisters who'd flown down and went back to Alaska to spend the summer. Why? Without us? What? Yeah. Well, here's the thing. We were trying to figure out what we were doing. You know, before we left, it was kind of really up in the air where we were going to go, how we were going to spend our time. We thought seriously about going back to Alaska and spending the summer with our grandkids in that beautiful state. During that time, Liberty had the opportunity to try out for a play. She was so excited to do that, and she got accepted and was cast as a maiden in Pirates of Penzance.
She was conscripted into pirate school. That's what it was.
So when we decided that we weren't going to go to Alaska, she was devastated. So we let her go with her sisters. So that's where she's at, and she is living her best life, man.
Sailing rough and rugged passes, find the hardy little lasses. The princess is a love story.
Along with her sisters, Kimber and Katie, their husbands, 5 nieces and nephews, and her brother Gabe, Liberty is also spending time with 4 of my sisters and 15 cousins. It might look crazy, but what an adventure.
Liberty, what are you guys doing?
Cross river.
I don't want to go in the water.
Look at that. I have one.
Why?
How grumpy.
And least I forget, they're teaching her how to drive.
So proud of you.
This is a big step.
Be proud of yourself, Liberty. Allow yourself to be proud.
Nice.
Eyes on the road, eyes on the road. They are camping and doing campfires, and she is working at a soda shop. It's just been a great time for her. And she'll be back. This is one of the things that we love to do for our children as they get to be teenagers, is let them travel without us to experience things. And it's always different when mom and dad aren't there, right? So she's having a really great time, and we are so excited for her. She'll be joining us at the end of the summer when the play is over at the end of August, and we are looking forward to having her back on this boat. Aren't we, dear? Are we missing her?
The dishes around here are piling up. I don't know how much longer we can go.
We need our conscripted helper.
No, we miss Liberty. We miss our hugs and our talks, and you know.
The boat is so quiet. It's so weird to be empty nesters.
Yeah.
It's very strange to just have it be us. Lots of people talk about the transition to empty nesters as being hard, and I think it is. It's kind of weird.
It is hard, especially when this is like a trial empty nester, because she's just gone for part of the summer, but you know, it came suddenly.
And Todd's problem is he can't turn her bedroom into more garage space.
I know. I keep trying to.
Are you an empty nester? What do you do? How do you make that transition? Tell us your empty nester story. Manteo has a free dock that allows you to stay for up to 24 hours. It's right behind the replica of the Roanoke Marshes Lighthouse, and it's where we head to explore the restaurants, ice cream shops, and unique boutiques and tourist shops. We even found a pet store where we were able to buy Denali a carrier for when the ground is too hot for her paws or she gets tired. Manteo has been a great place to visit for the last few days, but we're looking forward to exploring the rest of the Albemarle Sound. So be sure to join us next week as we check out another town on the Albemarle Loop.